What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. It is the first day of December, and here we are sitting at about $2 as it is right now with 4 hours and 57 minutes left in this day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. Well, first and foremost, I was wrong. I definitely did not expect, there's a variety of cryptos that I expected to drop sometime soon, but XRP was not one of them. We very much believed in this bull flag, and I very much believed that we were going to go to this 250, 270 area before ever seeing $2 again. But here we are. We actually saw prices just below $2. But yesterday we did say, in the event that I was wrong, which never happens, I know. But hey, there's a first time for everything, right? If I was wrong, from a low to a high, we did point out that the likely target area to go to would be somewhere around $1.98 to $1.95. And we went down exactly to that golden ratio area. I was not right. I was expecting that we would move higher. I am not taking this as a moment to say I was right. We called the low. No, that's not the point. But the main point is, even though the unexpected thing happened, we are still very well prepared within ourselves, and we understand that this is a low point. Some people, whenever they expect the upside to happen, they're expecting that we're going to break out to the upside, and then they see the downside, they freak out, they panic sell at the worst possible time, and that's because they don't consider where the low might be. They don't consider that a higher low is a good thing, and that finding support on the golden ratio is actually a good thing. So even though we're wrong, you're still actually forming good structure. It's okay that you didn't move higher. You can try again later. And I think that was the ultimate thought too, is that if we don't move up here, we'll move down first and then we'll move up. The only difference between this point and this point is time. That's it. That's all. I've got a very young little baby daughter, and she's crying. So if you guys hear any crying, I have to deal with it. You got to deal with it. It's just part of it, okay? I don't have a door. This is not like a room, an office. It's like more like a nook within our house here. Anyways, here we are at $2. If you're hearing a baby, there is a baby crying, but she's okay. She's being taken care of. She's with her mama. Daily time frame here, looking at the RSI, we are in a bit of a downtrend. We do have lower highs here, lower highs right there. We do have some higher lows as well, which is not bad. You're in this overall consolidation phase. Nothing is really broken yet, and in fact, you're kind of at a low point where you might expect to bounce. We could go lower, and if we do go lower, that's fine. Again, we can't. We're at $1.98 at the low here. We could go to $1.95. We could go lower than that, but I doubt that we do. I don't know. Anything's possible. And should we take out this low, which I think is very unlikely to do, but should we take out that low, we would still be in our consolidation phase overall that we've been in since last November, the very end of November there. I'm not worried if we do take out this low, okay, personally. I do not see a reality where we spend all this time consolidating here and we break back to the downside. The only path is higher. I could be wrong. What would it take for me to accept that I was wrong here? Because let's do that, right? We should just as I was saying with the other one, with the small bull flag. Even though we didn't expect the downside, we were still prepared for it. If we were to go lower, we take the cycle low to the cycle high. We should take the cycle high. Yeah, this one. What would make me freak out that we're actually going to break out of this to the downside? I would say either 2 weeks. I would say 2 weeks closing below here. If we close 2 weeks below $1.92 in a row, then I'm wrong. Then maybe we have some serious stuff we have to talk about to the downside. Then maybe XRP down to $1.40 is a very probable outcome. We might see that, and then we move up. But until then, I don't think we're breaking out of this range. And could you go lower? Sure. You could go to your 0.5. You could go to your golden ratio. I doubt that we give all this back personally. But anything can happen. It's something to be aware of. $1.40 would be the target that I'd look for support should we break serious structure here. But I don't think that we will. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, zooming way the hell in now. Looking at the 1 hour, we have dropped off a good bit. We do have bullish divergence on the RSI, bullish divergence on the stochastics, and bullish divergence on the MACD, where we're actually getting a little bit of green right here as well. So I do think we're at a low point here. $1.98 to $1.95 was that original thought of if we went lower, if we went against my call, this would be the area that we would find support, and this is exactly where we're finding support. So that's the thought that we're sticking with. It makes a lot of sense. Finding support here at prior resistance, finding support at the overall golden ratio zone, it makes a lot of sense. Bullish divergence on every indicator that we have on the 1 hour. Makes sense we're going to find our low. 4 hour time frame, the RSI is at the same place, the exact same place here. Now, that it was back here when it found its low, that it was back here when it found its low. In fact, let's just analyze this and see, right? This time over here, that you bounced off the RSI. What happened? You grew. You did see a lower low. You did see a lower low. And in which case we found our next area kind of around this RSI. We saw slightly lower lows, but then we pumped back up. Still above this point where we bounced from originally. Over here, that was a low point. We bounced. We did not see a lower low. Here, we're at the same point. Could we go lower? Sure. Is it likely? Probably not. We don't oftentimes get below this line. It's not that it doesn't happen. It does happen, but we just oftentimes don't go too much lower. I mean, really, oftentimes you don't go too much lower than like this line here. So the fact that we're even lower is kind of outside the norms. We could go lower, but again, the thought here is if we go lower, it won't be by much. And if we go lower and it's not by much on the RSI, the same would reflect in the price. I would be very surprised if we saw a lower low from this low here. I'm not expecting that personally. Bitcoin, I could see seeing a lower low. I don't see XRP seeing a lower low, which sounds a little contradictory, I know, but last month, XRP gained in dominance relative to the crypto market cap. Bitcoin lost dominance. So we saw Bitcoin drop more last month than XRP did. I really do think XRP has found a low here on the 21st of November, but we'll see. And if I am wrong, and we do go below this low, it will be barely. It will be barely, and then we'll probably come up. The amount of time we spend below this low, the amount of time that we have for the trolls to come out and say, ha, you were wrong, we're below this low, it's going to be like that. And then the next day we're going to be rallying. It won't matter if we're wrong or not, right? But I don't think that we are going to be wrong. Anyways, 4-hour time frame here. Looking at where we are in the RSI, makes sense that we're at a low point. Looking at where we are in the stochastics, they reset, kind of makes sense we're at a low point. The MACD is kind of useless, actually. Every time we cross up, we're at a top. Every time we cross down, well, I guess it's actually promoted lower prices, and we're just crossing down now. I don't think that we're going to go lower, though. We have a deep red histogram here, the deepest that we've seen. I think that even though we just crossed with the oscillators, I really do think they're at a low point. I think the indicators are saying that. When it comes to the daily time frame, we look at this here. Again, we're getting set up for bullish divergence. Sorry. Should we close below $1.95 or $1.90? I think it is $1.95. I don't know why it's on $1.97. $1.95. Should we close below there, we'll have bullish divergence on the RSI, on the stochastics, and on the MACD. So go lower. I dare you. I'm not intimidated. I don't think anybody should be. Weekly time frame, oscillators are reset. Stochastics are reset. The MACD's back at the zero, totally reset. Do we have bullish divergence? We do have bullish divergence on the weekly MACD, and we're also reset on the weekly RSI as well. We've got lower lows in the RSI with higher lows, or at least similar lows, very, very similar lows here. Hidden bullish divergence, and we're just at a point where we typically do find support. So even if we do go lower, that's kind of the main theme here. It's going to be insignificant amounts, and it'll be not just insignificant amounts to the price, but to the time as well. Soon enough, we should be moving up higher. I wouldn't be surprised in the least if by the end of December, XRP was not just above $3, but even at new all-time highs. And if we're not at new all-time highs by the end of December, maybe that'll be reserved for January. But I do assume out of this zone, we will reign triumphant. We will break out, and we will see prices that are at anywhere from $13.40 to $16, maybe even just above $16 there. That's the expectation. I've got nothing else. We've been talking about it. It's the same old song and dance. We're just at a dip right now. That's all. It's the same old song and dance we've been singing and dancing to really since probably March of this year. Just waiting on this breakout to the upside. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.